Hello everyone, we are welcome to what another exciting part of limit, and we want to look at these few questions, and we have question A to E. Now let's start like this. Let's start with number 1, which is A. Limit of what? 4h divided by h as h tends to 0. Now what we are going to do now is not you can put your h here to be 0, no problem. It will now be what? 0. Then you can put what? Your 0 here. You have 0 over 0 indeterminate. Then you differentiate this one with respect to h. You get 4. Differentiate this one, you get 1. Or you still cancel out. Just cancel out. You factorize it out. So the answer will remain 4. Anyhow you want to do it, either to what? Put 0 here directly, you get over 0. Indeterminate, then differentiate this one, differentiate this one. But better still reduce them to the simplest form. And if you reduce them to the simplest form, what we are going to have now, what we are going to have is limit as h tends to 0 of 4, which is constant. And that will be equal to 4, which is better than even the differentiating. Because I told you to check my first and second class of this limit. I told you reduce the function first before substituting. Because if you substitute like that, in the case of where you can still simplify it, it might give you indeterminate rather than maybe giving you the right answer, which is the right one. You now begin to differentiate, which is the wrong one. So this is correct. They have been solved already, which is A. The answer is what? 4. Now let us look at question B. Let's look at B. Now what is B saying? It says what? Limit of cos x plus what? Sine 2x divided by what? Sine 5x as x tends to what? 0. Now what we are going to do is what? Simplify what? Just bring this one here. So give us 0. Now put 0 here because 5 times 0 is 0. Then sine 0 is 0. Put cos 0 here. That means 0 here. I won't have cos 0 when you substitute x equal to 0. You have 1, cos 0 is 1. Substitute 0 for x here. 2 times 0 is 0. Sine 0 is what? What I would have 1 over 0. And that will give us what? Infinity. And that will be the answer for that. Let's move to this numbers, the C part. This B. Now C says what? Limit of cos what? X plus what? H divided by 2 sine h divided by h over 2. Now as what? H tends to what? 0. Now what I will tell you to do is that let's separate these two. You can say limit of what? Cos what? S plus h 2 h over 2 as h tends to 0 of what? Limit of what? H. Now these two can go to the back as 2. This one can go as 2 because this one will come up to multiply the numerator. So in that case of what? Sine h over h. Sine h over h. Now this is it. Now if you take, because this h over 2, this 2 will go to multiply the numerator with sine h. That's why I put it at the back. Or probably you can put it here. Better still, just put it there. Now what do? Sine h over h as h tends to 0. This one is equal to 1 already. It's equal to 1. Go and check my part 3 of my video, or part 3 of my video. This one was sine h over h as what? Limit of h tends to 0 is equal to 1. So this one will now be 1. 1 times 2 is what? 2. So I would have this one reduced to what? So now reduce to limit as h tends to 0 of what? 2. The 2 will now multiply because this one will come out as 2 multiplied by what? Cos what? S plus h over 2. Now put h to be equal to 0 here. Now if you put h to be equal to 0, 0 divided by 2 is what? 0. 0 plus x. 0 divided by 2 is 0. 0 plus x is x. So it will now be cos x. Cos x times 2 give us what? 2 cos x. So that will give us what? This one will give us what? 2 cos what? X. It's a very common question. So please take note of that. Now, another thing again, some people will ask is that, do you know this particular function is same thing as this? I can write it like this. So instead of putting it that way, you can write, that's what I did. Then I now take the limit of this one as h tends to 0, which is of 2. Then bring the 2 down to this place, which I did here. Then substitute h equal to 0 in place of this, which is 0. Then 0 plus x equals x, which cos x times this 2. That was why I will get that one. Now, let's move to the next one. Let's move to the next question. The next question says what? If f of x is equal to s squared, you should find what? Find f of what? X plus h, limits as h tends to 0, divide by what? Or f minus f of x divided by h. Now what I want to do is to look for f of x is already equal to s squared, f of x plus h. Now anywhere you see s, put s plus h. I would have s plus h or what? Square. So what do we have? If you open this bracket, it's the same thing as s plus h into bracket s plus h. And if you have open the bracket, you have s square sh plus sh plus h square. And that will give us what? S square plus what? 2sh plus h square. Now, having done that, what you are going to do now is to substitute this one for what? S plus h. So let's apply it and as h approaches 0, we'll utilize it. So limit of what? F of x plus h will now give us what? S square plus what? 2sh plus h square minus. Now, what is our f of x? Our f of x is equal to what? S square divided by what? H, as h tends to what? Now we can cancel this one now. This I can cancel. We are left with what? 2sh plus h over h as limit of h tends to 0. Now we can write this one as, remember, a plus b over c. Same thing as a over c plus b over c. So that's what I want to do. So this one is same thing as 2sh over h plus h over h. So I'll cancel that. Then, no, this one is h square. Sorry, h square. So this one now be what? Limit of what? What do we have? 2s plus h as h tends to what? 0. So if you put what? H equal to 0, what the answer? 2x. So my answer will be 2 what? X. So the answer to this one is what? 2x. And if this thing that you are seeing here is more or less like a first principle, because if you differentiate this one now, you are going to have 2x normally. So more or less like first principle. Now let's go to what? To s cube. S cube. How do we do that of s cube? Using the same method. S cube. Now for our s cube, I'll first of all look for s plus h, because f of x is what? S cube, which is equal as s plus h all raised power what? 3. Now if you use binomial expansion, what is binomial expansion? 1 1 1 2 1. Go and watch my video on binomial expansion. I've done binomial expansion. 1 3 3 1. This is what? When a is what? A plus b all raised power 0. This a plus b. This what? A plus b all square. This a plus b all cube. We have 1 4 6 4 1. This is what? When a plus b raised to power 4. And so forth and so on. So let's use this one. So we are going to have what? F of x plus h or let me say it, s plus h all cube become 1331. 1331. 1331. So this one will be what? S cube h0 s2 h1. That means this one will be reducing by what? By 1, while h will be increasing by 1. So s1 h2, then s0 1331. Look at what I did. To expand this one, the coefficient is 1331. You understand me? So this one is x3 h0 s1 h s2 s is power 2 h is power 1 s is power 1 h is power 2 s is power 0 h is power 3. So you now put addition. So you are finally expand that 1331, which is simply as well. Any 3 raised power 0 is 1. So s cube plus 3s square h plus 3sh square plus what? What do you have last? H cube. So you have, that is the expansion of what? S plus h or what? Cube. Now, I haven't done that now using binomial expansion. Please, I beg in the name of God, go and watch binomial expansion using Pascal principles. When I use Pascal triangle rather. So in that case, that's what I use here. So in this case now, we check. Let me still break it down here. Please permit me to clean this. What I'm saying now is this. If you want to use Pascal triangle, let's say you have a plus b all raised power 0. That is 1. A plus b raised power 1. That is 1, 1. A plus b raised power 2. That would be what? 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. Then 1. Then a plus b raised power 3. That will give us 1. Drop 1 down. 1 plus 2 is 3. 2 plus 1 is 3. Then 1. You see that? Then if you have a plus b raised power 4, I would have 1, 4. This one add to that 6, 4, 1. Then if you want to do what? Let me clean this. I already have the question. Then if you want to find what? A plus b raised power 5. That will give us 1, 5, 10. If you add it together, 10, 5, 1. So that is it. This is what we call Pascal triangle. So this is Pascal triangle. I just briefly explain that to you so that you can understand. So that's what I'm using to expand. So I use what? This particular one, which is power of 3, to expand it, because what I'm expanding is power of 3. First of all, I 1, 3, 3, 1. Then I started with what? Power of 3, s is power 3, this first one. Then this one will be 0. S is power 2, this one will be 1. Be increasing from 0 to 1. S is power, this one will drop to 1. So h is power 2. Then 0, h is power 3. See now. Then do the addition. So let's put it into our equation. So this is f s plus h is equal to what now? All this now. Now if you agree that, which is, let me write it up. Permit me to write it here. S cube plus 3s square h plus 3s h square plus what? H cube. Permit me to write it there. So you can clean this part now. Now, I haven't done that. Put it inside the equation. Limit as what? H tends to 0. That's what they are giving. H tends to 0. What is this one? S cube plus what? 3s square h plus 3s h square plus h square minus, what is f of x given the question? We are doing for this now. You have s cube all divided by what? So we change it from s square to s cube. We have done s square all divided by what? H. Don't forget, this one is for this, then this one is for what? Anyway, you know, you are looking for x plus h. That means in place of x, we substituted what? S plus h there. all to the power of 3. We now expand this one. So whatever we expand here is for s plus h, function of s plus h, which is this one here. You got it here? Then this one is what for this one. So no need to put bracket because it's plus. So this one will cancel this one. So what we are left with? If you do what? Break down by dividing all through by this, I will have 3s square h over h plus what? 3s h square over h plus h cube. This is cube over h. Limit as h tends towards 0. This one will cancel this. This one will cancel this. Remaining h. So we would have limit of what? H tends to 0 of 3s square plus 3sh plus what? H cube. Now, we're now going to substitute h equal to 0 into this equation. If we substitute h equal to 0, I would have 3s square plus 3s into 0 into bracket a 0 cube. So what? 0 cube? No, this is square. 0 square. Forget that if you cancel this one, inside 3, it will remain h square. So this one will cancel 0. This will be 0. So the answer is what? So our answer to that question now is equal to what? 3s square for s cube. Now, in my next video, I want to try S4, S5 using S4. You use this expansion where S is your A, H is your B. Then you drop the power down. This one will be starting from 4. S will start from S4, S3, S2, S1, S4, S is by 4, S is by 3, S is by 2, S is by 1, S is by 0. Then this other one will start with H. H0, H1, H2, H3, H4, H bar 4. Then you put addition. Do it for this and this. Then substitute the function, remove the s is f of x cube. F of s is equal to s bar 4. This one. So that's what I want to use now. S4. Then you do the part of S5. In my next video, I will do this one. You can still try it. I'm going to do this one and I will also do this and this. So please have it in mind, try it first and watch out for the next video. Thank you. God bless you.